this channel once more. In this video I'm going to be talking about Unifi Enterprise Switch, and this switch has about 4 categories that falls under it, and each switch and its capability it can handle. Okay, this switch is actually a high capacity performance type of switch, and it's, as you can see in this video, it has a very rich interface with regards to the ports. It's a very robust switch, very good switch, of which if you deploy it in large places, actually it is meant for high capacity. It is meant to handle a lot of people. It is meant to handle a lot of devices, and it's embedded with gigabit ports. It also have about SFP ports, reset button, that you can actually work your way around when you come across this switch. It has also a smart power supply. You know, it comes with a different type of power supply, which is supposed to power this device on, and it's a very compact device, very nice in design, as you can see. Device, as you can see on the screen, all these ports are PoE enabled ports actually. So when you plug any PoE enabled device, it will be able to power them on. It also comes with SFP ports. So in this case, it comes with 4 SFP ports. It can be 2 actually. This device is built such that its user experience will require you only 10 minutes to deploy, and the type of PoE which is embedded in its ports is a PoE plus, and the PoE wattage it can contain is up to 720 watts. In terms of its performance, this switch is able to handle a switching capacity of up to 760 gigabits per second. Okay, it's infused with RJ45 ports, and it comes with a speed of up to 2.5 gigabits per second. It also has SFP ports, as you can see on the screen, which is up to 25 gigabits per second. That's not all, it also has some special features. In terms of the features, the switching type of this switch is actually layer 3. It's a layer 3 type of switch, and it has a power redundancy with Unifi power backup. It can also be controlled by the Unifi controller, okay, or the Unifi software, using the AR port management. The build features of this switch, okay, the build features basically talks about the physical components we can see on this switch with regards to the ports, touch screen interface that is on the switch, and other components, the fan and everything. And so as you can see, it describes it here. We have this touch screen with AR switch management, and these ports are RJ45 ports with 2.5 gigabits per second speed. These are 10 gigabits per second speed SFP plus ports. So these are fiber ports, okay. And then we have the DC power backup, This is how it physically looks like. I don't have the device physically with me, else you would have seen exactly how it looks like, but this is just a pictorial view of it. It's embedded with about 4 fans. It's a layer 3 switch. It has layer 3 switching features as well, and it also has power input, a normal power DC power input, and a safe latch. The smart power redundancy. It's also another means of powering on this Unifi switch. The diameters of this switch, as you can see on the screen. This switch can actually be deployed in various places, like the offices, like the stadiums, large areas where it can be able to handle multitude number of devices. Okay, it can be deployed in industrial areas like the factories, like warehouses, mega places. And this is just a typical example of how it has been deployed in an office. This is a typical example of its deployment. And so as you can see, we have Unifi access points, camera, cloud gateway. We have other Unifi phone systems, access points as well. We have Unifi EV stations, access reader. We have all these Unifi devices connected to the Enterprise PoE switch, which is deployed in the same building. And so this switch is supplying both data and power to all these Unifi devices. You see them installed in this building. So in terms of deployment, it's very good deploying it in large areas. I mean, in areas where more Unifi devices, PoE enabled devices, are bound to be connected to this switch, this kind of switch. And so deploying this kind of switch in such an area will really help you as an engineer. First thing I need to do is to compare the various types of switches, and these are the various types of switches that is manufactured under the enterprise. I mean the Unifi Enterprise. So we have the first one, which is Enterprise XGen 24. It is a high capacity 10 gigabit RJ45 and 25 gigabit SFP 28 connections. And so this is a different model of the Unifi Enterprise switch. We have the second one, which is Enterprise 48 PoE, and it has about 2.5 gigabit ports with PoE plus output. And then the next one is Enterprise 24 PoE, which is also PoE plus output at up to 2.5 gigabit speed. And then we have the high capacity aggregation, which is high capacity 10 gigabit SFP plus and 25 gigabit SFP 28 connections. Now, under this model comes various features which are attached to it, as in its capabilities. And so if we take the Enterprise XGen 24 and then we have the port count, it has about 24 ports, RJ45 ports. Okay, the next one, which is the Enterprise 48 PoE, is embedded with 48 PoE ports, RJ45. The third one is the Enterprise 24 PoE, which also has 24 port count, And then the last one, which is high capacity aggregation, has 32 port count. In terms of the downlink, the Enterprise XGen 24 has about 10 gigabits per second speed. The Enterprise 48 PoE has 2.5 gigabits per second speed, downlink speed. The Enterprise 24 PoE has up to 2.5 gigabits per second. And then the high capacity aggregation has 10 gigabits per second. In terms of the uplink speed, Enterprise XGen 24 has 25 gigabits per second. Enterprise 48 PoE has 10 gigabits per second. Enterprise 24 PoE has 10 gigabits per second, and then the high capacity aggregation has 25 gigabits per second. So in this case, both Enterprise XGen 24 and high capacity aggregation has same uplink speed of 25 gigabits per second. Also has the same downlink speed of 10 gigabits per second. In terms of the PoE output, Enterprise 48 PoE and Enterprise 24 PoE has that capabilities, and it is actually PoE plus. And then the last one, which is the PoE the second to last, which is the PoE availability, Enterprise XGen 24 doesn't have that availability. Enterprise 48 PoE and Enterprise 24 PoE both have the PoE availability, and Enterprise 48 PoE supports 720 watts, whilst the Enterprise 24 PoE supports 400 watts. Then the last one, which is the power redundancy, Enterprise XGen 24 supports Unifi Power Backup Ready. So Enterprise 48 PoE, Enterprise 24 PoE, high capacity aggregation, all have Unifi Power Backup Ready, and so they all support Unifi Power Backup Ready. So this is the brief info I have about Unifi Enterprise Switch, and as you can see, we went through the different models of its features and its capabilities, and the environment, the kind of environment which is suited for this kind of switch. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos, and your comments are expected as well. Thank you.